Okay, so a quick disclaimer. I just want to say that um I don't approve with what happened between China and the guy or whatever, but I'm gonna keep it all the way real. This dude to me, he feels like a predator. You know, he only looking at what he could gain. He don't actually care about her as a therapist. And the fact that she opened up to him and then he talk about he finna go and report this. Blac Chyna is a grown woman now. Now she telling you as a grown woman that when she was younger and she had her first sexual experience, she felt like she gave consent. She felt like she had a part to play in that. Okay? Now, I understand that sometimes we could suffer from abuse and not realize that it's abuse. But this ain't the same. This ain't the same energy. It is not the same. And the fact that he talking about he finna go report it, so you finna go put some dude in jail for something that happened like 20 years ago. I don't think he gonna be able to because she would have to give him a name to report. But the fact that he went there shows a lot about his character. And I don't feel like Chyna was manipulated in that situation. I feel like she did give consent, and that is something that she wanted. Do I feel like she was ready at that time? I mean, who knows? Like, I feel like people mature at different levels. And this is from somebody who I had to grow up kind of quickly because of just the environment that I grew up in. So I had to learn things quickly. So when I was a teenager, I had the mindset and the spirit of a much older woman because of my experience. I also don't feel like sex is educated on properly. Like when we in school, they give us those classes that talk about your period started and the birds and the bees and shit. But they don't talk about the emotional side of sex. People don't understand how it really fucks with your spirit, fucks with your energy. Because when you being intimate with somebody, you combining your energy with theirs. And you could take on a lot of stuff that you didn't want to. You could take on their pain and their sorrows, their trauma. You know, it's real, it's deeper than just a STD. It's deeper than that. The spiritual aspect of it, a lot of times, is much worse than a STD. For real. But in this situation, I feel like because of how people view Blac Chyna, they have like a lack of respect for her, especially black men. I'm sorry. You know, I'm not putting all black men in the same category, but it's just my observation of what I seen. So it was a lack of compassion, a lack of empathy, and a lack of respect. I don't feel like therapy really should be on television like this. I don't feel like it. You know, I know that this is like a gimmick. Like We TV put these people together. You know, they probably even told him to go in this direction because they just wanted to get something out of her that would be interesting. Then he shouldn't be a therapist. Nah, I kind of changed my mind about that. Like right now, I changed my mind because, you know, I ain't telling people what they should and shouldn't be or whatever. But I do feel like when you have that word attached to you, people will automatically start to trust your opinion. It's like the same as a doctor. They're going to start to trust your opinion, and they're going to trust you with their emotions. And people who are narcs and they therapists, they use that as an opportunity to manipulate people's emotions for whatever gain. Like on here, he trying to gain popularity. And what really disappointed me a lot is the comments. The comments. Like I went into the comments and it's like nobody could see. Nobody could see what was really happening here. Nobody had empathy or compassion for Blac Chyna. And I think that's because of her reputation. But for a person like me, I don't give a fuck about reputation. Like, I'm not judging her on that merit. So, like, when I look at her, I have love and compassion for everybody. And in that moment, especially, she was like somebody close to me, and this man was like talking to him like that. I'd be like, hold up. Hold up. Nobody, I mean, she didn't have no protection. And as soon as he said certain things, it's like she just knew that, oh, okay, this is a setup. This is a gimmick. This is some stuff for the cameras and stuff, you know. What, I don't know what did I expected, you know. This is TV. You know, I could see her go there in that moment. But when she go back home at night and she start to internalize these moments, it could lead to depression. It could lead to extreme darkness. We seen what this woman went through with her mother alone, in her relationships, in her career. That's a lot of weight. And then everywhere she turned, somebody's trying to take advantage of her, because this man in this moment was taking advantage of her vulnerability. And I get tired of seeing this happen to Black women. I don't like it happening to nobody, but I'm telling you that the way that everybody is programmed, because we all raised in it, you know, we watch the same television and all of that. People subconsciously judge you based off of the color of your skin, your features, the way that you dress. All of those categories are factors in people's mentality of how they think and perceive you. So if you was born with brown skin, you are already predestined for a certain experience, regardless of whatever. I mean, you could be a Black person raised by a white family, went to an all-white school and stuff, and that's where you feel the most comfortable, around white people. But I guarantee you that person eventually is going to come into an experience that make them realize that they are Black and their friends not. There's going to be a difference. They're going to start to realize that, damn, there's a difference of how people treat me or look at me and stuff like that just because of the color of my skin. It's a factor that we should pay attention to. Anyways, let's get into it. I went on that whole, my bad, y'all. I went on a whole rant because, you know, I feel passionate about things like this because it's painful to see. It's painful to put, like, to look at it and observe it and to feel it. Like, this stuff hurts me, you know? And honestly, like, I guess I'm kind of selfish about it because I want the world to be better so that when I go outside or when I look at TV, it won't be devastating to me. It won't hurt me so much. I want to live in peace, coexist in peace with other people. So they need to be aware of bullshit like this. Cause this is ridiculous. And then when I went in the damn comments and these people is all like, Oh, I talk about it, y'all. I talk about it. Let me just go ahead and play the tape. As I'm editing the comments, another thing that I noticed is that people projected on her a lot. Sometimes their own experiences they projected on her and was feeling like almost like they felt like she wasn't taking ownership for their pain. And that's really disturbing to me because I feel like it don't matter what she said or did in this interview, that people was going to look at her from this perspective in a ways because of her reputation. Now, I feel like she is accountable. I need to be held accountable for her reputation, but people don't, they just look at like little details. They don't look at the big picture. With all that she been through, I'm not surprised that she have a reputation of what she has today. But that don't make her wrong all the time. That don't make her stupid. That don't make her a hoe. That don't make her nothing but a spirit having an experience. And it's so bad that even if she is abused, because I feel like she was abused by this therapist, even if she is abused, people still gonna look at the person that abused her as the victim. It don't matter what she say or what she do because of people effed up perception. And that's not just an issue with her, that's an issue with humanity as well. Because we feel like we have the right to judge and point our dirty ass fingers at people. Nobody sympathized with her. It definitely didn't show no damn empathy. And they so judgmental of her that they couldn't even see the guy who was talking to her true colors. Some of these people are bots though, on some real shit, but I'm just saying, I'm just saying. So I was watching this video with Blac Chyna with this therapist. He's a black bald head man. I'm gonna post this on my YouTube, and when I do, I will post like pictures and stuff like that. So I thought it was very disturbing, almost sadistic in a way, because in it, Blac Chyna was sharing an experience, and he instantly started to try to critique and label that experience. And then not only that, he showed that she couldn't trust him. I'm gonna let y'all listen to it, and then we're gonna talk about it.
If you're comfortable enough, how old were you when you had your first sexual relationship? Um,
First of all, I feel like that's disgusting that he even led with that question. Like, why is that question so important to have on television? I feel like some of the things, if he really cared, some of the things that he would have discussed, they would have had like a private section first. So it wouldn't be like how this turned out.
I was 16, 10th grade. And how old were they? They were older, yeah. How old? They were older, maybe early 20s. You were 16. You never identified that as sexual abuse. No. You're underage.
Oh my goodness. This man is like a straight narcissist to me. I can't even take it. So he first, he was looking for something to devalue her. He was looking for that. That's why he led with a question, how old you was. And then when she shared, you know, 'cause she could have lied. She could have said that this guy was the same age or something or whatever, but she told him the truth. And then he was like, when she tried to explain herself, he cut her off and then he started to put his own thoughts and feelings on it. That means that he never cared about hers. He never gave a fuck about hers.
Legal. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Was it just once or more?
Oh my goodness. Like, what the fuck? Why is that so important? Huh? Why is that so important for what they doing right now? It's making my neck hurt. 'Cause this is abuse to me. This is abuse. This why she can't trust nobody. Everybody trying to make a profit off of her pain. But this is like even deeper than that.
More. More. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
Suppose you have a
gosh.
daughter. Suppose she
Oh.
was 16 years old and she had a man that was in his 20s. What would that do to you? I would definitely talk to her. And I would definitely.
And I can't stand it, these manipulating sounds. Like these sounds have a effect on you. After he asked that question, they played this dramatic sound, which makes you feel like it hit harder than it really did. So, and then her saying because she thinking about it after he asked that question and then a dramatic sound, then it's automatically start to make her look stupid, which she not. She's very intelligent. Like in the midst of this, she started to realize that she was set up.
Definitely get on him. Okay, so do you see how that is inappropriate with your daughter, but that happened also to you? It happens every day.
See, he putting words in her mouth. She said that she would have had talked to her daughter about it. And then he said, see, it's not okay with your daughter, but it's okay with you. That ain't what the fuck she said.
But it's inappropriate. It skews the development of the individual, although they may not be aware of it. You were tricked into it some kind of way. I know you feel like I wanted it. That's the way it always feels. I wanted it. I definitely wanted it. Yeah, you wanted it.
Nah, that's not the way that it always feels. That's not the way that it always feels, that we wanted it. See, I understand what he meant, but the fact that he even worded it like that tells me a lot about his psychology. Tells me a lot about it. And then I'm so disappointed by the comments. Cause people is up here like agreeing with him. Like this got me so tense, it got my neck hurting.
But at the same time, you're underage. So if I was to have sex with somebody that was 17, that would be better. When I was 16, would that make it better? Not better. It's just. I wanted you to break that down for me. Yeah. Like, well, the law is considered sexual molestation.
See, that was a good question. I wanted him to answer that question, but he couldn't. He only had one focus. So he went back to the law. He don't, this is supposed to be a therapist, right? He's supposed to be more concerned about her feeling and her perspective. Now she telling this dude that she don't feel like she has been sexually assaulted because it was consent. I mean, he could have asked her like, why do you think that you started having sex that young? Do you think that you was looking for affection or something like that? But I don't think though those questions should be asked on camera, but you know, those are more empathetic questions. It would show that you actually care about the person. He was too eager to attach something negative to her.
You know, as a therapist, what I would have to do? What's that? Report that.
Oh my goodness. He said, as a therapist, what I have to do, report them. That's so insane to me. And then the look on his face after he said that, that's so insane to me. And then you have all these damn bots in the comments. Like, it's something. Let me tell you how I be knowing that the comments be some fucking bots. Okay, so there was a time ago that I was getting like a lot of friend requests on Facebook. And they wasn't like people that I knew or whatever, but they seemed like cool people or whatever like that. Nah, I think I was just fucking curious. Like, 'cause it was just some drama and I had some shit on private and I thought it was somebody who was trying to be sneaky. Because they already made a fake account to come spy on me in the first place because I blocked them and I thought it was them. So I accepted one in and then I started getting a lot of them. Now the energy on their pictures and stuff is different. Like even when I look at them, I don't really want to put these people on blast because, but so I'm not gonna put the name and stuff here. But the people in the comments is like agreeing with this therapist. And I don't feel like some of them are real. Okay, so when I let these bots in, after like the second one, I was like, damn, these people are weird. I would look into their comments and the type of conversations they would have with each other would be so crazy. They would be saying stuff like, did you enjoy the party last night? And the person respond, yes, Sally, I did enjoy the party last night. They would be talking in the comments like that. And I was like, damn, these people are not real people. And when you look at their photos, they don't feel like real people. They don't feel like people with like spirits in them. Like almost like deceased people and stuff. Like when you look on the photos. And they be carrying propaganda on a page. Like one of them was like so political. That's all they talked about. Black Lives Matter and shit like that. On his other page was this really sad ass person who always talked about like being sad about life and committing suicide and all this other stuff. And when they would, like, when I would read their posts, I would feel sad. Yeah, man, I'm having intense feeling like my neck feel heavy, like talking about this. And it's like every time I start to talk about it, energetically, it feels very draining. But I'm gonna talk about it. So, once I try to interact with them, but they don't respond if you ask them like questions. They don't respond to nobody, but people in the comments be bots too. So they might respond to other bots. So, and it would be weird as computer generated messages. And they would have an agenda. Like our dad ass was feeling like these people was um yeah, man, they got energy around like this information is really hurting me. Like that energy have a heaviness on it. That's why a lot of conspiracy theories like they suffer from certain like they suffer because this is when you dig into this energy, it's really dense and it's really dark and it's heavy. So conspiracy theories, they so hurts too. I'm just very sensitive to energy, so I could feel it more intensely. But when it comes to conspiracy theories, it almost drives them crazy digging into like this information. That's why I don't really recommend it for nobody. Just be conscious of it. But I wouldn't recommend like reporting on it every time and stuff like that because you got to protect your energy, you know. So when I get to talking about this, it hurts. Like it starts to hurt me. Um, anyways, I'm gonna make it quick. So I was just aware of it, and when I would try to tell like people I know, like my brother and stuff like that, they would think I'm crazy. They'd be like, "You all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm all right." But y'all don't think like how these people are talking are weird. So I'm just like, oh my goodness. I felt very misunderstood at that time. I was like going through a change or whatever. So I just kind of like, you know what? Mm. So I deleted all the people after like just observing. I deleted them except for one because it was a guy. No, I don't know how I came across him because I was following pages back. Like I was following the bots pages to like other pages. And I found this one dude and he was talking to them. He be like, "Shut up, you dumbass bot." That's what he would say. He said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, all these bots on my page." So I commented him one time, I can't remember what I said, and I was like, bots. I was like, "What you mean by that?" And then he was like on some, "These people ain't real, they bots." He was explaining it to me. But he confirmed everything that I already knew. So I also did a Google search, and there's only one article. Like if you put up bots on Facebook or something like that, robots, fake accounts on Facebook, you got to put bots or robots in it. There is a page that come up, it's just one that briefly talk about bot accounts. They don't give you much details, but they acknowledge it. Y'all, I ain't playing. And this what it looked like in this comment section. That's what it feel like. Bots. I can't believe I can't find a single comment. Like, do people really not see the abuse in this? Because some of these people are people. Some of them are bots. And that's what they do. Man, that group behavior, that peer pressure is a motherfucker. Like, people might have had seen it and was like, damn. And then went into the comments and seen all these bots calling Blac Chyna a narcissist, saying like she thinks she's smarter than him, saying that he's a good therapist. So even if they seen it, and they recognize it was something wrong, when they went into the comments, that peer pressure or to think like the group hits them and they change their opinion. See, this is the manipulation, y'all. This is the manipulation. I'm telling y'all, it is deep. Because if you're not aware of it, it gets in your subconscious and it changes the way that you think and perceive things. Yo, okay, so I'm sitting in my car behind the pool, and it make me think of this story. So one night, I came out. I was going on one of my night walks, and I seen these two girls in the pool, young teenagers. And it's cold as hell, right? So the one girl is talking about jumping in the pool, and the other girl wanted to record. So I don't know. I think I maybe was feeling mischievous. So, cause usually I don't talk to people, but sometimes like I just ask questions, cause I be curious. So I was like, "What is this for? Like Instagram or something?" And she was like, "I just want to jump in the pool." And I was like, "It's really cold out." And she was like, "Yeah, it's okay." She like, "I'm just gonna jump in and she gonna record it." I asked them their zodiac sign, and it was Virgo and Gemini. So the one who was jumping in the pool was a Virgo. And she did. She jumped in the pool. They got it on camera. And then they left and walked around and laughed about it. So, like, the internet changes people. Like, people don't actually really enjoy moments. They just try to capture moments for the camera so they could post it on social media. Like, I was thinking about when I was younger, if I was to jump in a pool, like I ain't for to jump in no cold ass pool, period. But it would probably be to just enjoy the moment. Like I wouldn't be trying to capture it on camera. I wouldn't even be thinking about that. It would be for other reasons. So it really just changes people, and people spend so much of their life on the internet, and they constantly being influenced how to think. And they end up being depressed and don't even know why. Like, you really have to protect your energy.